So let's get started with the demo. So let's make use of Docker. Okay, so Docker for running apps in containers on any system. So let me give you a very big picture, right, of what Docker essentially is, right? See, guys, Docker essentially is a kind of environment, or Docker is something that gives you a kind of consistent environment. Okay, just parallelly, like you can think of something like a JVM, right? So you have Java applications. You say Java applications are portable because you have JVM, right? Similar to that, if you want to have a particular application that you want to have it consistent in different operating systems, different environments, you can make use of Docker, right? And Docker will actually give you a very lightweight kind of container. It is also similar to a virtual machine only, but it is much more efficient than a virtual machine by itself, right? Like rather than using Vagrant or something like that, making use of Docker, you get a very lightweight and efficient and fast virtual machine that only just virtualizes your kernel, not the actual hardware. So that is the main benefit of using Docker, right? And one more thing, how Docker operates. Docker makes use of two concepts. Docker makes use of a concept of images and containers, right? Think of images as like a kind of blueprint or a template for your containers to run. So your containers makes use of the images, and then your applications run on those particular containers, right? So containers are nothing but your operating systems hosting your particular applications, right? So this is what Docker actually is, right? So Docker is, or Docker allows you to run applications on the same machine, right? Or on different machines in a consistent manner. So as I've said already, it is lighter and faster than virtual machines since it virtualizes the kernel and not the hardware. So let's now get into the demo part. All right, guys. So far, so good. Any questions on Docker or any of the concepts that we have seen so far? Hope things are clear. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So for the demo part, we will make some assumptions. The assumptions is we will make use of a local site with a single page, in fact, right? You can make use of a particular site which contains multiple pages and that are linked. That is also extremely fine. But we are going to make use of a simple web page, right? And run that particular page on a Nginx server, right? So let us get an Nginx server from a Docker repo, right? Now, before once again, before we see the demo, one more point I would like to say, guys. I said something about images and containers, right? So Docker makes use of images. So one point that you guys need to remember is when you make use of an image, right, which is essentially a template, right? So that particular image can be created from scratch, point number one, or you can make use of existing images. Essentially, you make use of a parent image and then make use of other images on top of the parent image. It is not necessary that you just use a single image. Essentially, when you create a Docker image, you can also create a collection of images that are wrapped on top of each other, and the collection of all this particular image constitute your overall image, right? So that is also possible. Now for the purpose of this particular demo, we are going to use a single parent image from our Docker hub, right, which is kind of a repository for different images that are available that you can make use of. Okay, so that is one point that you guys need to remember, right? Okay, now we will make use of a local site and then install Docker. Docker has already been installed. If you want to install Docker, just go to the Docker site and download and install it for your operating system. Just double click the exe file, right? If you are in Windows or if you are in some other operating system, you have a standard installer available from the main Docker site. Just double click and follow through the wizard, and then your installation is done, right? So this is not a big deal, right? So install Docker from your Docker site. So if you want to just try it out, right, if you have a particular page, right, you guys need to install Docker first in your particular machine, right? So assuming you have done the installation, right, if you have already installed Docker, great, probably you can follow along with this as well, right? So if you do not already have Docker, after the session is over, please install Docker. All right. And then we will do a quick kind of hello world on Docker to see if things are working, right? And then create a Docker file and then build and run, right? So let us do this. Yeah, so this is my hub.docker.com. You need to sign in. So if you're not already signed into hub.docker.com, just go into this particular URL, sign in, right? So I have some images already created some 2 years back or so, right? So let us make use of Nginx, right? So I have just typed Nginx and see what is available. So we have a Nginx official build available, right? We'll make use of this. But again, before that, let us set up our environment and see if things are all there. So as you can see here, are you able to see this desktop, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So once you have installed Docker, you will get a kind of icon, something like this, which is a kind of whale or a big fish, right? Which contains multiple blocks, which are images of kind of containers, right? So once Docker is up and running, this you can see, right? And then this means that Docker is up and running. So in my machine, Docker is up and running. So let me head over to my terminal, right? First of all, check for the Docker version. Docker is available. The version that I'm using is 20.10.7. All right. Now, so I have already said that Docker makes use of a concept of images and containers, right? So if you have already created images, containers, guys, if you're testing it out, right, please ensure that you delete the containers and images after use, otherwise it will bloat your system and then it will take up a huge amount of resource, especially if you have less memory, right? And my system is only 256 GB. I always test things out and then delete it, right? All right, so to check if containers are running, right, you do a docker ps, right? So this gives you all the containers that are running, right? I don't have any containers now, right? And even if you want to check the hidden containers, or rather I can say the containers that have been stopped or exited, right? You can see them as well, right? By saying docker ps-al, right? And again, nothing is there. Okay. And similarly, you can look for images by saying Docker images to look for images that are available in your particular system, right? So once again, keep your images and your container lists clean after usage of your containers and images. All right. So now that I have no images and containers, right, let us go ahead and create a particular image and then create a container from that. All right. Now, first of all, let me check where am I. I am in a particular location called as users, ABVP, desktop, and dev. Right. So on the desktop, I have a folder called as dev, right, which contains a local site. Right. I have a configuration file. Right. You need not bother about configuration file. So this is just a small configuration file so that I can make use of Nginx. All right. And I have a test site here, right, with some CSS assets and index.html, right? Okay, so coming over here, right, let me do lsal, right? So I have nginx.conf. Let us very quickly see this conf file, right? See, this is a basic configuration file for the Nginx server, right? Assuming that, okay, our real environment makes use of this kind of configuration, right? We make use of this, right? In our local environment, we listen on port number 80 and specify the server name and the root, right? Here in this particular case, I say / test site because mine is test site. So I just name this test site here, right? So I'll be essentially putting this entire stuff, including this test site, onto the Nginx root, right? And my index will be index.html. All right. So I have a test site. I have a configuration file, right? So our first step is to create a Docker file, right? To create a Docker file, you just make use of any source editor, code editor of your choice, right? Since I'm using a Linux kernel kind of Mac, I am using Vim. So you can say Vim Docker file. It should be a capital D. Okay, and then here we can issue certain commands, right, and certain specifications, right? So as I've said, Docker essentially makes use of images, right? So Docker file rather makes use of images, right? Let us make use of a parent image called as say Nginx, right? So let us head over here to this location, and we see that there is an official build called as Nginx, and the name is Nginx, right? So if you look into this repository, right, yeah, you can see the supported tags over here. So there are so many different tags here, right? So these tags refer to the kind of flavors of the operating system that is supported with Nginx, right? One which is widely popular is a very lightweight operating system called as Alpine, and we have a tag called as Alpine here, right? So let us make use of this tag Alpine, right, on this particular image Nginx. All right. So for that, how you do is you just say from, right, followed by your name of the image, which is Nginx, right, followed by we can specify Alpine in this particular case. Yeah, so Alpine is there. So this means that like yeah, we are interested in having a parent image which is called as Nginx web server, right, that runs on the Alpine operating system, which is a very lightweight Linux distribution, right? So from Nginx Alpine. So far so good, guys, understanding?
Sir, even for our Windows, we can use Alpine, sir.
Yeah. Even for your Windows, you can use. It will give you a lightweight operating system by itself.
Okay.
Okay, so let us try this from Nginx Alpine. Okay, and optionally you can specify your name if you're going to maintain. So you say maintainer, right? Specified by your name, and optionally you can specify your email also. Right? Followed by you specify the commands that you want to do, right? So we know that we have a test site that we want to copy to the root that we have seen in the configuration file /test site. So we can say or issue a command called as copy, right? And copy the test site to /test site in the server. All right. And also let us copy the Nginx conf to appropriate location. Say the production environment, typically say if it has been, say for example, hosted such that your configuration file is in /say etc and /nginx, let us do the same thing, right? So copy nginx to /etc in the server /say nginx and then nginx.conf. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And probably optionally you can also do a kind of documentation, right?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
What does this copy do, sir? Which one is the source and how does it copy?
Yeah, nice, good question. This is your source, this is your destination. Okay, your first, yeah. So here,
does that etc nginx already exist, sir? The second one.
the second one, etc nginx, will be typically available. Nginx may or may not be available. Even if it is not going to, if it is not available, it will be created.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So we just missed this .conf here. So copy nginx.conf, right? And then we can expose the port number. This is just for documentation, right? So we say expose port 80. So typically, like Nginx by default runs in port number 80, right? So we can say expose port 80, right? Yeah, so that's it. So let us quit and let us try to build this image if it works fine, right? So now let us do a ls and see, yeah, we have a Docker file here, right? So let us quickly check once again. Docker file, we have from maintainer and we are copying the test site, right? And we are copying the Nginx configuration file, right? Now to build, right, we can make use of a command called as docker build, right? So you say docker build, right? You can specify a tag name, right? Name for the image file, right? So specify the tag name as, let us make use of, say, test site, right? And then you put in all these things, right? You put in the Docker file, you put in the other necessary assets or stuff that is also required, right? So you can either put the entire stuff one by one, right? Or you can just put a dot, right? Which is like, you might be knowing everything, right? So let us try to do this, right? So let us do a build to create an image, right? Based on Nginx server. All right. So let's hit enter. Let's see if we get any error or if things gets okay. So all fine. So see here, step 1 of 3, step 2 of 3, right? It copies the test file. Step 3 of 3, it copied the Nginx to the destination, right? So we have successfully created an image now, right? So in our local system, now let us see if we have that image by saying Docker images. See here, we have created this repository. We can put this repository online in Hub also, but that is some other time we can see that. So we have successfully created a repository here, right, with the repository name and some image ID, created size, right, etc. All right. So now that we have created a image called as test site, right, that makes use of a parent image called as what? Nginx, we can run our container now, right? So essentially when we run a container based upon this particular image, a container will essentially be created and then run, right? So before we see that, okay, I have, yes, internet connectivity. Let us do a very quick hello world on Docker. So since every programming languages, you typically start with a kind of hello world, let us do a hello world as well. See here, we'll come back to this in a second. Yeah, so just a kind of deviation, right? So Docker run hello world, right? So this is your kind of first hello world program using Docker, right? You do not write any code, right? You just specify Docker run hello world. This essentially means that create a container, run a container called as hello world. If it is available locally in your machine, give me the output. Otherwise, the point here is if it is not available locally, it will automatically go into the Docker repository, hub.docker.com, and search in the repository for this particular image. And if there exists one, right, that will be taken and then it will be run. Yes, guys, any doubts?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
We created a Docker file, right, with the Nginx server. In the /test site directory, if you make any changes, are the changes automatically reflected in the Docker file as well?
It is not by default, that will not get reflected, but if we can automate things, that is possible.
Yes.
Yeah, good question. Fantastic. Now, if you do a Docker run hello world, see here, it tries to find the image locally. It says unable to find and then goes into the net if you are connected to the internet and then gets the image if it is available and it runs the container. See here, hello from Docker. Right. So if you see Docker images, right, you have got this hello world as well. Right. And if you see Docker PS, right? Right, you have the container as well. Right, the container status has been exited, so we have put a -al. Right. Now, if you want to remove this hello world container, right, although the size is very less, right, we will let us remove this hello world now, and then later, after we test this test site, let us remove the test site as well. To remove the container and the image, you cannot directly remove the image if the container is running or if it is available, rather. Right. So you need to first remove the container and then remove the image. Right. To remove the container or the image, you can say Docker rm followed by the container ID or your container name. Say, for example, in this case, let me use the container name. Let me just copy that and paste it over here. That is gone. So if I say Docker ps-al, right? You don't have any container now. So if I do a Docker images, I have this hello world. Now I can say Docker, rather than just saying rm, you also include this I, saying that Docker remove the image, right? Followed by the name of the image, right? It could be either the ID or the repository name or the image name, which is hello world here. Okay, that is gone. Okay, now we just have the test site. Okay, so we have successfully built an image called as test site based on the parent image called as Nginx, right? Now let us run this image so that we get a container. All right. So we say Docker run, right? Name of your container, name of your image, right? Test site. Okay, so it's ready for startup. Now let us look into the browser, head over to localhost and do a refresh. We do not get anything. So we are missing something. Can anybody guess what? It is not running, but it is, we are not getting the output, but the server is running, but our container is running.
The port is not mapped from the virtual machine to your local machine.
We have not mapped the port.
Fantastic, fantastic. Great, guys. So you need to map the port as well, right? So please remember, you need to map your particular port from your particular host machine or your local machine to your port in your container, right? So for that, we can make use of a tag called as publish or -p, right? So let us quit this and very quickly do the modification by saying -p, right? Say port 80 from my machine to the container port 80, right? So you do this mapping and then try it again. Let us see if we get some output. Yeah, we got it.